Hello guys, welcome back to Headlines. I'm Zoe. For the National Day holiday, I shared my experience about how I felt when having a live conversation in English. In short, I just went autopilot at the beginning of the conversation because I was so nervous that I couldn't think at all. The same feeling may repulse you when you have a conflict with someone. You stumbled on your speech, which makes you feel like you're in the wrong.跟人起冲突的时候总是大脑一片空白，事情结束之后呢，也会不断的去自责，觉得没发挥好。那不仅仅是冲突，在你紧张的时候呢，也会出现思考掉线的问题。那我们今天就来看看 how to calm your brain during conflict.Conflict wreaks havoc on our brains. We're groomed by evolution to protect ourselves whenever we sense a threat. We don't fight like a badger with a coyote or run away like a rabbit from a fox. Our basic impulse to protect ourselves is automatic and unconscious. You're probably overwhelmed by the first sentence. Yeah, the most useful message in a sentence is blurry. Actually wreak havoc or destruction.It's a collocation meaning cause degree damage, 造成伤害。那 wreak 本身是造成，它就隐含着带有伤害的意思。For example, climate change is wreaking havoc on supply chains. 还有一个词组是 wreak revenge or vengeance on someone, 就是报仇雪恨，程度很深。它有一个同音词就是 R-E-A-K, reek, 很臭的 smelly, it reeks.Havoc 是灾难，你也可以说 cause havoc. You could use adjective that denotes kind to modify havoc, such as wreaking an emotional havoc. But please don't add any adjective of degree, like severe, terrible, they're redundant.Groom 当名词讲是新郎 bride and groom 那你注意一下英文里面的新郎新娘是先说新娘 OK 那另外呢男士对自己身体的这种洗漱或者是打理呢也是 groom For male grooming is booming男生变得越来越讲究了 Here in our article, be groomed is to be trained or get prepared for a mission 这里是说呢自然的进化训练我们在感到危险的时候要去保护自己是无意识的自动的说到青少年被成年人性侵或者是性引诱用的都是加引号的 be groomed 比如说 Elliot Page said he was groomed as a teen When we perceive a threat, the amygdala sounds alarm.Releasing a cascading of chemicals in the body, immediately preparing us for fight or flight. We notice immediate changes like the increased heart rate or sweaty palms. Our breathing becomes more shallow and rapid as we take in more oxygen, preparing to bolt if we have to.Amygdala 是大脑的杏仁体，它会释放一连串的 a cascade of 化学物质。那 cascade 是瀑布状的倾泻而下的，比如说 a cascade of roses covering the wall.一大片的玫瑰墙。那么这些化学物质呢，让我们做好了是立即战斗还是逃脱的准备 Fight or flight. Boat has many meanings. Today I want you to focus on using boat. 飞人博尔特呢姓 boat. 闪电般快速 He made some excuse and bolted for the exit. 找了个理由就闪人了。The active amygdala also immediately shuts down the neural pathway to our prefrontal cortex, so we can become disoriented in a heated conversation. Complex decision-making disappears, as does our access to multiple perspectives. As our attention narrows, we find ourselves trapped in the one perspective that makes us feel the most safe. I'm right, and you're wrong. Prefrontal cortex, 额前叶皮质 disoriented, 迷失方向。The sentence structure, as does our axis, is exactly the same thing with what we came across in last episode. So I hope it'll reinforce your memory. 活跃的杏仁体关闭了我们认知思考的通路，所以没有办法用太多的角度去看问题，继而呢，我们看待事物变得非对即错。Mindfulness is the perfect awareness technique to employ when a conflict arises. It allows us to override the conditioned nervous system with conscious awareness. Instead of attacking or recoiling and later justifying our reactions, we can learn to stay present, participating in regulating our own nervous system, and eventually develop new, more free and helpful ways of interaction.Mindfulness 正念 is employed 这里呢不是说它被雇佣而是被运用 You could employ certain method and material or expression 你仔细想一下其实也是雇佣了一种现成的东西 If you know coding a little bit you wouldn't feel strange to override a class or function 重写一个类或者函数 figuratively is to cancel or overturn the present status or decision. Budget vetoes may face override. 预算的否决权面临否决。On top of that, if one thing overrides another thing, the former is more important than the latter. For example, parents' concern for their children's future often overrides all their other concerns. 我们要用自主的意识去取代条件反射 conditioned response. Recoil 也学过了，是退缩。Justify is to prove reasonable. 与其进攻或者是退缩，然后再为自己的行为去辩解，不如专注在当下。Since I don't know much about mindfulness, I'll leave the 4-step practice in my WeChat account. Thankfully, everything goes smoothly in the paragraphs. So just relax and focus on how to practice mindfulness. And if you guys have practiced or are practicing mindfulness, please share your experience with me, and maybe we could incorporate this experience into speaking English when we feel nervous and couldn't take control of our body and thoughts. Alright, this is Headlines. I'll see you next time.